everybody. So as we get into the transformation, I'm gonna start where I left last time because I have a busy show today, and yeah, let's just do it. We were talking about the transformations like last time, and as we get into that transformation, we have to realize that we are only on in the first phase. I don't know if you remember, if you saw the last show, but we are only on the first phase of the transformation, and the awakening is amazing right now, but it's mostly mentally with all the information we have from here and there. And it's gonna happen on the mind first. It's happening with the mind first, actually, but we'll have to experience a transformation for our body, so our physical experiences and our choices in our day-to-day life, and then with our spirit, our spirituality, our energy, and everything in creating a balance between those three parts, mind, body, and spirit, will make us able to open our heart. So last time, if you were there, we were talking about learning how to learn, or thinking about how to think, the way we can maximize our learning about the information. And it's really good to learn about what is happening in the world right now, and to share the information, to wake people up, to shake them too, and to protest. It's really important to stay true to ourselves, but in our day-to-day life, it's also important to empower ourselves about the choices we make, and we all have that information now about what is good or bad in the world, and we can take it and make our own choices with our mind, with our health, and it's all right to do it. And the goal of that is to be able to live autonomously, in a way, not to be like hippies in a commune, but just to be a little bit out of the government power, that dependency that we have with the government. You are powerful enough and divine enough to live your own life without that need, actually. So, especially in 2020, being powerless or being powerful, it's only a matter of choice and efforts. I hear about some people that they're talking about that crisis right now we're in, and they're like, we can do nothing. We're so powerless, and it's so depressing and everything. But you know what? That's not completely true, actually. The real truth is it's that you have the choice to act with your art, with your mind, and really do whatever you want with that. So let's talk a little bit more about that topic. Um, knowing because knowing everything is not it's not knowing everything, it's nothing if we don't act for it. If
with
you
your art,
don't
with your
mind and really, sorry. So no, and last time it was about learning about that transformation. Today it's about living the transformation, about our choices in our day-to-day life, and soon enough, next video it's gonna be about living the transform. It's gonna be about being the transformation. So being the best self, being your best vibe, to not just choose in your day-to-day life, but embracing your spirituality and embracing uh, the transformation, because you will be the transformation. So, welcome in my show, and let's continue the topic from yesterday, from the last video. We thought about thinking, we learned about learning. You know now how to learn. You know all the information that you need to know to make change in your life, but you need maybe to make some sacrifices to embrace those change. And it's all about the throat chakra. And I'll come back with the chakras next show for sure, because it's a part of our spirit, of our being. But the meaning, or the intention of the throat chakra is the truth, of course, but it's also the to stay true to yourself and to act with your truth. So You can know everything that's happening in the world right now, but if you don't act for it, if you don't act for your own truth, you're not respecting completely your throat chakra. And furthermore, you can even feel a block here, you know. And don't ask yourself why. It's because we have to live our own truth, and we need to make some clear choices in our life, and you have the right to make clear choices in your life right now, you know. It's your right, and your rights, it's not something that someone can take away from you, or you know. Your rights, you are born with it, and your rights, it's a state of being. You are a human being, and you are born with some rights, the right to live and to walk on this planet like everybody else, and nobody can take those rights away from you. They don't have the right to do it, actually, because your free will, your liberties and freedom, they're divine, and they will stop when each other's start, you know, each other free will start. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about the public health a little bit later, but you know, there's nothing much to say about what they say about that you're putting everybody in danger or whatever. But yeah, it's your right to just to live as a human being, and nobody, even the police, even if they do it, they don't have the right to do it, you know. And if you want to think with your body, your mind, and your spirit, it's for that, you know. It's for your body, your mind, and your spirit that you make those choices, or for your children, or for your life. And it's all about taking, and finally, I would say, taking control over your own life, you know, or letting the control of your own life to to somebody else, giving it away to somebody else. And nobody wants that, you know. We are all divine, and we are all human beings, so you can have the power to choose what you want to do, but sometimes it takes some sacrifices. When we feel powerless about what's happening in the world right now, it's still a choice. Like I said, you know, you can also choose to be powerful. And I was talking about that to a friend today, because she really chose to be more powerful in her life, but she had to change so much things, and she made so much tough decision in her life right now, that she feel tired, exhausted by her choices. But you can tell that her mind was or is at the right place right now, and it's normal to feel exhausted by what's happening in the world. But transformation will take some energy. Don't give up, because you're doing a great job right now, you know. And just the way you feel, if you feel tired, it's a proof that you're transforming yourself and the world. So keep it up, and you're doing a great job, because it's all about either surrendering to the government or the public opinion, or surrendering to life itself. The choice, it's all about that, you know. You can surrender to the government or to the police or whatever, or you can surrender to life itself, to love itself, and to your inner God. And we're there in life. You have the choice. Um, uh, and those rights are with you since you're born, and they're gonna be with you when you're gonna leave that world, no matter what. Nobody can take them for you. And especially today, it's all about choices. So that episode, I'll focus on making choices, living the transformation, and the awakening of our physical aspect of life, the awakening of the body. Because today it's a war on information right now. I don't like to use that word war, but it's a war on information, and people are waking up. We see it, but I feel that after a certain amount of information, um, there's some you cannot do so much. You know, I mean, people. Um, After a certain amount of information, I feel that people won't wake up more. You know, um, people will they can be saturated with the information right now. So I see a lot of people say, "How can we wake people up?" And that's a legit question, you know. But maybe if you do some good choices in your life, they will not learn from you, but they will learn from your actions. You know, in the Tao teaching, um, I have it here somewhere, I guess. They say, just here. In the no, that's another thing. In Tao Te Ching, anyway, they said that the best teacher teach without teaching. It teach by the action, and this is kind of the center of the Taoism. But it's a great, great teaching itself because after one point, people can see you um, um, having making some decision, having some choices, and say, "Oh, it makes sense," and I can do it too. I'm powerful enough to make my own choices in life, and they will start to do it, and they will start to get more informations too. So it's not just sharing information, but it's your day-to-day life that matters right now. And it's all about your inner truth. You gathered your information, like we talked about last time, and now it's all about living that information, like acting with that information. So welcome to that episode. My name is Mick, and the podcast, let's say, it's called D'un inconnu à l'autre. It's in French. It means from a stranger to another. So welcome to that now bilingual podcast. And the title of that episode is Awakening the Body, Living the Transformation. And so last episode we learned about the transformation. Today we will live the transformation, and next week we're gonna be the transformation. Because we realize that everybody is smart enough, to be a human being. Everybody is divine enough. You are smart enough to think for yourself, and you realized lately that nobody can force you to think like them. You have your own mind, and nobody can force you to think like them. But in another way, for the opposite, you cannot force the others to think like you. It's a matter of free will. You have your free will to think for yourself, and we talked about that last episode. But they have the free will to think for themselves too. But your energy and your action will talk for you for sure. And when you do those good choices, those good deeds, you clear the negative vibes in your life and everything, you can start to manifest, and you manifest abundance. And abundance is the proof that it's working for you, and that proof you can show it to other people with your choices and everything, and they will ask themselves, why is going so good with that person? Even if he thinks really outside of the box, even if that person doesn't follow the rules, quote unquote, not the laws, of course, but the rule of the public opinion, why life is doing so good to that person. And it's called manifesting, and that is the proof of what you can bring to the world. So people will say, wait a minute, how can I do it myself? So you can be the proof, you can be the leader of that transformation by acting with your own choice. And those choices will be on 3 different levels. Everything is a fractal in life. It's going to be those choices. It's going to be about body, mind, and spirit again. You acquire knowledge about what is good or bad in your life. You acquire knowledge about what you should do, and protesting is good, but you gotta go further and acting in your day-to-day life. So life is acting as a fractal. That's what I'm saying. That if you want to know what a fractal is, I'm gonna show you on YouTube right here. It's not that here. A fractal is that here. That is actually is an actual video about what's happening in a wire with electricity. I think it's called a Mandelbrot, and so you see here, for the people who can see here, you see a shape that if you zoom, and it's zoomed really, really, really intensely, okay, and you see a shape that it's repeating itself, all the time, and more you zoom in, more the shape is repeating is repeating. And if I go to 2 minutes and zoom in, and it's a real deal. It's not like a picture that I'll show you. It's a real zoom inside of an electricity current. And now I just skip to 2 minutes, and you see the shape is still repeating, with other shapes around. But and the universe, we live in a fractal universe, in a universe that keep repeating itself. Here on that picture, you see a picture of the light of the universe, and you see a brain cell, and both of them are really, really close looking. So you can say that as above, so below. um, you can see that your brain cells are repeating the sense of universe. That's an amazing picture, you know. And so, as life is a fractal, even if we're talking about the body transformation right now, we have to see the body transformation between the mind, body, and spirit to create a balance. And it's going to repeat every time like this, you know, like a fractal. This is how life works. So I hope you follow me here. And I'm gonna stop about what I did in my life a little bit, what sacrifices I made to because it's all about sacrifices too, you know. 3 years ago now, I stopped eating meat, and I'm not here to convince you to stop eating meat. I'm saying that it was a sacrifice in my life, and drinking milk was even a bigger sacrifice. And and lately I stopped drinking alcohol and doing drugs and everything. So it's all about the matter of choice, and you have the choice, you know. Everybody has bad habits. You have bad habits for sure, or a bad job and you feel bad at your job, or you have the habit to be late all the time, and you have still the choice, you know, to even if you have 1,000 excuses, you still have the choice to be on time or late. And if you're not, you're not 100% true to yourself and to the others, you know. You have the choice to trust vaccines or not. I know it's kind of controversial, but you have the choice, and nobody can take that away from you, you know. And our choices, like, you know, I don't like to say the word vegan or veganism or vegetarian. You know, it sounds like an officer, you know, like general vegan. You know, the general vegan is telling you don't eat meat, don't wear, and this is not the point. You know, it's all about choices. Um, but at a certain point, when I look at the meat industry, for an example, it's all a matter of choice about if I want to contribute to that industry or not. And that industry, and I'm not talking about hunting or organic meat here, but that industry is really bad for the world right now, and we gotta acknowledge that it's our choice that's gonna change that, you know. But I'm not here to knock at your door on a Sunday morning to tell you, oh, do you eat well? Do you want to stop me? Do you want to hear the good news? It's not my intention right now. But every time I inform people about my that choice, people ask me why did I choose that? You know, why did I choose to stop eating meat? And I think that it's a good analogy to just talk about the sacrifice we can make in our life, to create something better. And right now, it's a good timing more than ever, you know, to create a transformation, because the transformation is happening. If you want it or if you don't want it, it's gonna happen, and we gotta take part or let it happen. We have to surrender to it or surrender to ourselves and to our inner power. Your choice, but we're creating a world that we're leaving to our children right now, and it's our choice. I grew up in religion actually, and the motto of the religion was of Christianity is like Jesus gonna come back soon, and you better be ready, you know. And I don't think that Jesus will come like in like a person will come and save us per se right now, not before we're ready actually, but it's more an analogy to say, okay, at one point the transformation will occur in this life, and you know, I don't know if you know about the missing link, but there's no proof that the human evolution was like over a long period of time. You know, there's a missing link that exists in our evolution that it can show that maybe it happens like this. You know, and we live a big transformation right now. Maybe we're living the next missing link actually. So we better be ready and try to push the transformation in a way that we want it to be. So we are body, mind, and spirit, and if we do that balance, we can open our heart and create a change, manifest a change. And after those three parts, I'm going to do a video about that evolution with the heart. So I have a lot in my mind right now, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say. But you can change the world for sure. And let's talk with the body, what you can do to the body and to your health, because we are creating a temple right now, like I said last episode. The temple is what takes our energy and what makes grow our energy in our mind. It's our body, our temple, and you can create a whole kingdom if you want. It's your choice. I can talk about meat, about masks and vaccines, about the medias, about buying things from big companies that pollute and everything. It's your choice, but I'm gonna talk about a little bit about meat because it's one big sacrifice that I made for my body actually. And I just want to put some quotes here just to be sure. I'm not going to talk about the public health per se, because the public health, they're bringing like some argument, like you better do this, you better do that, but they never backed it with science. They said science say it's that, science says it's that, but in fact they never brought a good study to convince you that you're harming the others. So when they're gonna be ready to bring those studies, I'm gonna be ready to read them. But there's no proof you're harming nobody by just being alive. You're not a threat or a risk to your neighbor just because you breathe. There's no study. It's a lot of assumption right now. So I do it for my body, and I'm 32 years old right now, and I never felt so alive. I never felt such in shape, just because I really care about my diet. And for stopping meat, people can ask, oh yeah, but are you sure with your proteins? Are you gonna be in shape? Are you gonna be like, will you have your energy? And there's proteins in pretty much everything in life. There's protein in broccoli and cauliflower, in beans, and you. And last video we were talking about mostly learning about making the change before making the change, and stopping meat involve learning or relearning how to cook. And if I don't know if you remember when you learned how to cook when you were really young, but you are kind of empowered first, but it's kind of tricky. You got to mix that with that. You try taste with other taste, and sometimes it doesn't turn good at all. But you're learning how to cook, and it kind of sucks in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 60s, whatever, to put that aside and relearn the basics of cooking. And it's a big sacrifice. It's a matter of time. But if you want to eat healthier, and I'm not even talking just about meat or not right now, but if you want to eat healthier, you have to start from scratch and relearn how to cook. um, and if we talk about proteins or vitamins or whatever you want, you got to learn those things before cooking, because it's not about the taste. Cooking it's about the energy that you put in your body. Taste, it's a plus for sure, and it should feel good. And good taste and bad taste, it's all a matter of habit anyway. When you think that something tastes awful, is actually the good word to use. It's no, it tastes like it's a new taste. Actually, it's a taste that I'm not used to. But I remember first time I drank wine, I didn't like it, and it was by drinking more and more that I started to like it. And it's a bit like that with even veganism or a new diet. But what I really know, it's what I don't want to put in my body anymore. There are so many chemicals that we inject in all the foods that is just crazy. I was watching a video about Monsanto last time, and the first controversy that they were putting chemical in food was 100 years ago. 100 years ago, and we're still there, like, but we're still buying that food, and it still make us sick, and we have the choice, but it's still there. It is a big sacrifice. And even if we don't, even if we eat non-GMO vegetables, or if we eat meat, those proteins that the animals we when we eat meat, is because the animals, they eat it, and we take it from the animals. And it's the same thing for the GMO and everything. If your meat is not GMO, is with GMOs, you're gonna still have some in your body. And it's the same thing for vegetables, with everything. I think it's like 90% of the food normal groceries that there's GMO, and we gotta make the thing that should like, do I want that for my kids? Do I want that for myself? And and when you read about it, it's a lot of tobacco science. Like I said, Monsanto, it's been 100 years, and the answer it's all about, oh, but there's no solid proof that, this is what the tobacco industry was doing all along. Oh, there's no proof that, and they create doubt. And after that, they said, oh, there's no official proof that it's bad for you. And we saw that for tobacco for like decades before we learned that was bad finally. And the other companies, this is what they do. So I asked myself, do I think did I learn that it's bad for us, and do I think it's bad for us? Because it's a thing to know that it's bad for us. It's another thing to cut that out of our life. And when you realize and you acknowledge and you assume that it's bad for you, you cannot do nothing. You have to act for it and say, okay, I don't want that in my body. And everybody can be good if you cook it well. It's just a matter of learning how to cook it. And like I said last episode, I was saying that you can just cut off 1 hour a day of your shows, or 30 minutes a day of your show, and learn a new recipe and learn a new way of cooking. It's doable. It's a matter of effort. um, and it's a matter of treating your body and your temple. It's a huge sacrifice, and not just about the food, but about your way of living, exercising, and not stressing for work, or and I'm not here to tell you, to give you some miracle solutions. I'm not here to say you should do this or you should do that, but I'm here to empower you to for you to set new goals and to achieve those goals. It's all about that. Some solutions, it won't come like this. This is what I was saying to my friends today. She was like, it's so hard to create transformation. For her, that was about bad vibes in her life, and we're gonna get there later. But she was like, it's so tough, because I work about that. I work about that, and I don't see like a big change in my life. And our mind is at the right place, but if that transformation would take like 2 seconds, it's going to be so easy to go get back in our old habits and get back in that transformation again and go on and off. It's tough because you need to learn to transform yourself, and to after you did it, you're proud and you're like, there's no way I'm going to go back to my old way of living. And uh, making that transformation can take years. Working on some solutions about a better diet or better healthy way of living, it can take years. You can accept to wear a mask in a store for a while to be able not to go in stores anymore. It just makes sense. So just be patient, perseverant, and you need some to set your goals and to have some ambitions. But like, for an example, if you know that McDonald's is not good and it's part of the evil, just stop to go there. And I know there's some craving, and we all have some craving, but you are strong enough. You are divine. And if you know that GMOs are not good for you, don't eat it anymore. And you can stop buying things in superstore and buy things in local markets or in local farms. And I know it takes more times, maybe a little bit more money, but and it's a sacrifice. But good health for yourself and for your kids, it's not a way of negotiating. It's not like, oh, maybe if I no, it's the most important thing in your life. So it's so important to do it, and you will feel better. Let's say you have 10 friends, and you say, okay, next year we're going to make 10 gardens, one garden each. I'm going to be in charge of the tomatoes and the cucumbers. You're going to be in charge of this. And a garden create abundances. I never saw someone who had a garden and never gave his vegetables to other people. It creates so much that if you put 10 people together, you're going to have a good variety and abundance. And it's just an example. There's infinite possibilities to work about that and to create a healthier lifestyle for yourself and for your surrounding. It's just about creating that abundance. There's no reason to say now, Oh, but Walmart is more convenient. I have to go to Walmart because I have 4 kids and it's stuff. And I'm not saying I don't want to be mean here or whatever. And it's easier. But you know what? I'm not mean because I really think deep down that you are divine and strong enough to do it. You can do it. Because doing going to Walmart is being part of the problem, and being going to superstore or going to McDonald's is being part of the problem, and this is time now or never to either being part of the problem or being part of the solution. And you can do it. I know Son of Anarchy or Game of Thrones is really good, but um, your health and your kids' health should be more important than that. And it's because we don't see the impact of our health with bad food. And it can be the bad food or mask or something else, but we don't see the impact of our health right here right now because our body is so strong that it might take years to show itself. But if you do it, if you put good food in your body, if you have good life habits, if you cut stress out of your life and those things, and you know how to be healthy, it's not wear a mask that gonna make you healthy or social distancing. It's by like vitamins and other stuff, and you can learn about it and do it. And when you start to do it, you're gonna have more motivation because you will be at a good place mentally. You will have more energy. You will feel way better. That it's gonna be way easier for you to continue to do it, even to show it to other people. So ask yourself, do I have an habit which contribute to a bad health? Do I have one? And we all have one. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have some habits that I have to fight with. And is it not healthy for me, for the others, and for Mother Earth, for everybody? And I'm not talking about wear a mask or not right now. I'm talking about your lifestyle. Do you have some habits that is harming you, your family, your friends, your surroundings, sorry, and your in the planet? If you have some, it's time now to gather the knowledge and make changes in your life. And you can do it because we need to transform the world as we want. And I'm pretty sure you agree with that. So let's get to the body right now. Because the body, it's to the mind right now. Because the mind is really, really important to acknowledge as well. We talked about this last show, and I'm just talking to talk right now. Je parle pour parler. I'm just talking to talk, and it's kind of ironic right now that the people who really try to make a difference in that society, in that society, like the vegan, or I don't know, some people who protest or whatever, they're the one that we try to make them guilty. And the one who's eating at Walmart or at McDonald's, whatever, they're the one, or they're pretty normal. One of my friend, he shared a picture of moose liver that he was cooking, that was organic and everything. And he said that on that picture on Facebook, he had like 5 or 6 likes, and when he shared a Big Mac combo or something, he had like more than 40 likes. And life isn't about likes. This is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's kind of weird that good habits, we don't see it good in our life. But I can tell anyway, when you have good habits for you and for the others or for the world, you feel better morally and mentally. You know you are at the right place, and you don't need the approbation of nobody because you feel it's right inside of yourself. And to say, actually, with if I come back to the meat consumption, we all know what's happening in the world with the slaughtering of animals. We all know that, and it's cruel, it's disgusting, we don't want to see it. That's why we don't see it in ads or everything. um, and For me to to tell myself that I I just bought a 12 pack of T-bone steak at Walmart, and that I contribute to that. I cannot deal with that anymore, you know. It's a matter of being part of the problem or being part of the solution, you know, or even contributing to the fear mongering about coronavirus, you know. And fear is so bad in the world. Everybody knows that. To be in fear or to promote fear, it is bad for everybody. It's even physically bad for everybody. So, um, yeah, it's fear mongering is bad, and if you don't want to stop it, you're contributing to it, you know, with your mask on everything. um, and it's the same thing with the meat business, you know. And you can eat good meat, you can hunt, you can uh, go to a local meat seller. I don't know how to say it in English, but and eat organic meat or whatever, and it can be good for you. It's just that the market right now is disgusting. It contributes to a lot of the pollution, to the deforestation of the Amazonian, and the worst thing is that we don't even need that amount of meat because we waste half of it, and we keep doing bad thing. So the question that I asked to myself is, do I find that terrible? Do I think it's really terrible? And the answer was yes. I find that is terrible. But it, you know, if your truth, your inside truth of yourself, the throat chakra, say yes, I find it terrible, and you still do it, you're going against yourself. You're going against your inner truth, you know. And after one point, and especially now, it's time to move on, you know. And it's the same thing with with eggs. You know, we know that most of the chicken that are producing eggs, they don't even see the sun all their life, and they all packed and they don't even walk, whatever. That's really cruel for animal, you know. My mother-in-law has some chicken, and you know, I eat eggs pretty much every day now, and it's good, it's better quality, and I see the chicken and they're really nice to me. They're really they're funny. It's really cool. And same thing for the cows and the milk, and there's organic milk. They're good, whatever, you know. You understand now that it's about choice. And for the people that who knows me personally, the biggest sacrifice in my life was to stop drinking milk. I was drinking so much milk, like something like 2 liters a day or something, you know. And this is what I like the most. And at one point, and I still like the taste, you know. I still have some craving, like 3 years after. But after a while, I was like, no, I should stop. I don't like what is going on there, and I don't care about like my taste or my craving. The world is more important than myself right now, you know. And you know that it's bad. It's not human. And I really think that every human being is divine enough to to make a change in that life, you know. And we are bringing that change. Like if we wouldn't have that conversation 10 years ago, because 10 years ago we were thinking that, well, we have time to change, you know. But now, do we have time to change, or the change is happening right now and we have to control it? That's my question. It's same thing for like bottled water or palm oil or the mass fishing or deforestation, paper, plastic, name it. It's all about that, you know. You can be more conscious about your choices, and your choices will bring good vibes in your life, and you manifest with good vibes, you know. And good vibes are good vibes anyway. You want them in your life. And you know, and about the climate change and everything, they try to put the blame on you on everything. But for me, I think that, you know, stopping to take your car, or stopping to drink water bottle, you know, I would choose to stop to drink water bottle. And you cannot choose like to stop everything all the time, and don't put pressure on yourself, you know. And that's the vision of veganism that people has, is that people blame each other if they make one choice that is against what is good or what is less good. But it's not about that. It's just about making the most beautiful effort. And if everybody was just changing one thing in their life, if 7 billion people, 8 billion people in that world was changing just one thing in their life, we could see the difference right away. So, you know, you can live the change, you know, to be the change after that. But we have to live the change right now. So ask yourself, how can I be more, how can I have more integrity, in on that planet, with my surrounding, with my children, with my family? What will make me feel better to like or proud to live on this planet, what will make others feel proud? How can I make the others feel proud of me? And there's a lot of possibility. That's what I said to my friend that I saw today. I said, I said that that I was proud to see her like this because her mind was so at a good place, and she's surrounding with party people, and she was kind of bummed out because she's kind of losing her friend because they keep partying and she want to stop partying. But at one point, she can be proud of herself because she's standing her ground. She lived the transformation, and she will feel better than people that party, because partying brings just ups and downs, and feeling better brings happiness. If you don't agree with the rules, you have to do it to keep your job. Don't act like you like it. You can talk about it politely, calmly, and say, I don't agree with it, but I'm gonna follow the rules because I don't have any other choice right now. And you can even like make a sacrifice and make a choice at one point to not have to wear it anymore. One day at a time, one a choice at a time, and one effort at a time. And like I said, now quote unquote, Jesus is coming in a way that the transformation is right now. So it's time to create the change right now, to control the change, because they are imposing the change right now. And we have to step up morally with our change in our mind. We gathered information, and that information should bring changes. This is all. For me, it started when I learned about vaccines, actually, and I don't want to get too much in the topic, but when I learned about it, when I became a dad, I was like, okay, I want to be sure now. I want to gather information. So I was like, I was a smart ass. I was like, okay, I know the most smart thing that I think it's about, if what the study is telling about, if we compare a group of non-vaccinated kids with a group of vaccinated kids. For me, it's the way that it makes the most sense, and I think about that by myself with no scientific degrees or whatever. And I went to look, and oh, weirdly, there's no science about that. They don't compare that. The science don't think it's relevant to know if the kids that are more vaccinated are more healthy than the others. And you're like, okay, even just that, I gotta ask some question, and I started to get into the topic. If you find information, send it to me. I'm gonna be happy to change my mind about it. But at one point, I had to step up and say, okay, I don't want that for my kids, and it's not bad or worse, or good, or it's just my decision, and I'll assume it. And even if it goes against the public opinion, it's time to step up morally right now and say, I want that in my life, and I'm gonna make that in my life. And this is, if everybody makes one or two change in their life, they're gonna change the world. And we need to be genuine, and we need integrity. And this is what brings me now to the change in your spirit, in our spirit. About yeah, what can we do with our energy? How can we change? What choices we can make to change our energy? So you are starting to know that I am spiritual right now, and that being spiritual or not is not a choice. It's a choice to develop it, but everybody has spirituality inside of them. Everybody has a vibe, an energy, call it whatever you want, but everybody has it. If you want to learn more about it, actually, I'm going to suggest to watch my second episode in English. It's a balance between mind, body, spirit, and I explain why it's inside of ourselves. And our food, for an example, if I come back to that meat idea, our food has a role to play in our energy, our spiritual energy, but also in our physical energy. That energy, we literally put it in our mouth, put it in our body, and it goes in our DNA. So it's all linked together. But and even if you don't believe in energy as spirituality, you can also you can acknowledge at least that there's good and bad vibes in the world. You can feel someone good vibes or bad vibes. You don't know why you feel that, but let's say science is not just there, or science doesn't want to acknowledge that, but it's there. I want to show you something about good vibe and bad vibe. Just here to tell you that it exists. There are sciences that you know some scientists they will push that away because and that one is about water. The thing with like if you think about and I'm going to talk about memory of water next show, but the thing with the memory of water is that if you start to go on that path, you're gonna say that or you're gonna discover that homeopathy has a scientific background, as the scientific is scientifically based. And if you acknowledge that, you give power to the best competitor, to the pharmaceutical business, you know. So you don't acknowledge that. So you got to promote that that homeopathy doesn't work. But let's say maybe water react to some vibrations and can shape itself and even keep that memory. Okay, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in the next episode. But let's watch on the screen right now. It's Dr. Masaru Emoto in Japan, and he self-published his its findings. So it's not it's it's not peer-reviewed, but because nobody wanted to self-publish something about homeopathy, but he with I think he did that in like decades. I don't know how many years, but few years actually. He studied water, and he was sending love or peace to water, like either intentions or words. Thank you, peace, music. John Lennon. Imagine the John Lennon, Mozart. He was sending love or saying love. He was saying, "I will kill you" to the water, and you see all the picture here for the good deeds. There's a lot of geometry and of pure geometry in, and after that it was freezing the water just to see the procedure. So it was uh, setting an intention to the water, or saying good words or good vibe to the water, and after that it was freezing it, and it was analyzing the crystals, the frozen crystals. And for good deeds, good intention, it was it's all like symmetrical and pure forms, and for bad deeds it's all like muddy and ugly, you know. And so water can react to those vibrations and can even keep that memory, you know. So you can say, oh, it's just a weird experiment or whatever, but it literally proved that good vibes and bad vibes exist, you know. And when you are in bad vibes, you attract bad vibes, and you can relate to that. I'm pretty sure, you know. It's like a wheel, you know. It start when you have bad vibe, the wheel start turning one way, and it's pretty hard. It needs a lot of efforts and of sacrifices and choices to stop the wheel and turn it into the good vibe zone, you know. And You know that good or bad vibe exists for that anyway, and you can turn the wheel as the wheel as you want, and turn a good vibe, you know. I think, and when you're in high vibe frequencies, when you really like driving on high vibes, you can attract high things. It's like the bad vibe, but for good vibes. When you're turning the bad vibes wheel, you attract bad vibe. But when you're in good vibes wheel, you can attract good vibes. It's called manifesting. It's called creating abundance, and it's a true things, you know. And it starts from your choices every day. And with meat or with our food, right now with the pharmaceutical product, first when we put GMOs in our food, we set the intention to the food and to the water in the food that the earth is not able to provide for everybody, that we need to enhance the food because we cannot survive. And that's false, and it's bad for our food, for the energy and for the spirit of our food is bad. And it's bad also to slaughter all the animals without any emotions, without being grateful. It's bad to slaughter those animals, and it keeps that negativity, and after that we eat that negativity, and we take it in our DNA, and just that makes us bring more negativity in our it makes the wheel of negativity turn, you know, turn faster, because we don't we and you know that tradition of praying over our food, it's a little bit hypocrite to pray over like food that are slaughtered, or to and continuing to buy it, you know, or praying over for GMO food and continuing to contribute to that. But there's a science behind that, that praying over food will make it better, because it's all about the vibrations of your food and the vibrations of your water. And that science with Masaru Emoto can kind of prove it, if we put more money into that kind of research. But the science, they don't want that. It's just an example, though, but the power of manifesting with it is better, or it's more powerful with high vibes, high vibe food, you know, and high vibe habits, of course. So ask yourself, what can I do in my life to clear my vibes, to clear my energy? You can meditate, you can change your food, like I said, you can relax, you can put the stress away, the guilt away, the hate away, the fear away. You can repeat some good things for yourself in the mirror. Huh? You are an amazing mom. You are not alone. You um, it's okay to be tired. You can repeat that to yourself, and just that will helps you to create a different vibe and to repair your DNA, to fix your DNA, and just that will help you to attract positivity in your life. And there's no more time to take it anymore. We have to take a break to of that negativity, and you are allowed to do that, to take a break of all the negativity in the world and just be divine as you are. When you start to manifest, life can bring you so much opportunity to to increase the growing exponentially. Actually, the wheel, it's like negativity, but in positivity the wheel start turning, and more you have positivity, more you attract some, and more the wheel is turning fast, and it brings quality to your life, yeah, and your quality of life, actually. And it is the way to do, but you need to make choice for your body, for your mind, and for your spirit, and then you can attract some good vibes, high vibes, to be able to manifest and to create a better life for everybody. This is how we're gonna live the transformation, actually, with good vibes, with mind, body, spirit choices. Good food, good vibes, good habit. You have to thrive on love, Don't hesitate to communicate love, like the doctor was doing with the water there. Say, I love you, I understand you, I trust you, you know. Say it again, I love you, I understand you, I trust you. Even if it's granted, even if you're with the same husband for 25 years, and you have a good relationship, you can still say, oh, I understand you, or I trust you, I'm on your side, we're a team. We have to repeat that, and it's so grateful, it's so great for your life, for the other person's life, but it brings positive vibes, and everybody needs that positive vibe within the world. And just by manifesting those words are vibrations, and we need high vibrations, high vibes. So those words will literally bring good vibration to your life, and it's going to help you manifest more and more. And it is the way to contribute. So I love you, I understand you, I trust you. Say it so many times. The more you say it, more it's good. You can even laugh about it. You can, but it's so beautiful to hear that you have to experience it. So let me finish with what I said in the beginning. You have the choice. You have some choices to make. And I do it for. I stop eating meat with for that. To contribute to better vibes in my life, in the world. And it's a sacrifice. I still like the taste of meat. I was working in the meat restaurant until really recently, and I was craving meat, but word needs sacrifice, and if it's not meat, you can choose something else. You can choose another battle. But I find it sad to see someone uh, who needs Seroquel to sleep, or Ativan when that person has anxiety, or amphetamines for TDHD. Yeah, for TDHD, or for or a person who needs a machine because he cannot breathe while he sleep. It's sad, and you're not a victim of that. But when we see that, nobody thinks about the food we eat, or our life habit, or the vibes we have. It's all about drugging people, and it's sad. And I love you so much, guys. I want to take that burden on my shoulder, for you. I want to be better for you. I want to give you some knowledge to bring you to make you shine, to bring you to another level, to make you rise, and even if it's like a phoenix, to rise from the ashes, but you can do it. One thing is sure for me is that any food can be really well prepared, and you can take it as an example for any habits in your life, You can talk about food or about any habits, but every food is you can prepare it well. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it and do it, And uh, if you invite me in your home and you offer me a piece of meat that is really good and that the animal has been loved, I'm going to pray. I'm going to be grateful for your love and for the food, and I'm going to eat it with love for what life can give us, like a lion who wants an animal, and it's not about being vegan or stop eating meat. It's about your habits, and I want to be part of your thinking, of you realizing that you can do it. You're divine, and it's all about your choices. Like I said, all about treating your temple as a kingdom, and you are a queen, a king. You are a god. Um, some people, they can say, oh, if you're the only one to think like that, it won't change nothing. It's not because there's a few vegans on the world that you should give up, actually. But let's put it upside down. What if everybody do it? What if you're the first one to do it, and you bring three people to do it, and those three people will bring another three people to do it? And this is the way we can change the world, because the change won't happen in a blink. It won't, or with a public message or whatever. It's gonna be one person by one, from a stranger to another, d'un inconnu à l'autre. And especially for good and bad vibes, you can just be the best vibe for everybody around. You can forgive and accept what's going on, and just put your ego aside. And if someone insults you, maybe he's suffering inside, and you're not at the same level of evolution, and you've been there before, and you will be there after. But on the moment, you can really bring good vibes in everybody's life. And next episode, I'm going to talk about science behind those good vibes and that spirituality, and the science and how you can bring good vibes. And it's going to lead me to the transformation. And after that, even on forgiveness and acceptance, we have a good schedule in front of us. And I'm going to say that as human, we are energy transformators, actually. If you encounter bad or good vibes, it's because it has been transformed before, because the pure energy of light is pure and is neutral. And even if you encounter good vibe or bad vibe, you can transform it in good or bad vibes. Or neutral energy, you can transform it into good or bad vibe. It's your choice, and we need to send that good vibes in the world right now. So I'm going to talk about it on my next episode. But it's time right now to change your bad vibes into good vibe, about what you eat, what you buy, what you do in your day-to-day life. Or if you're late, it's bad for yourself, it's bad for the others, and you can change your habit. Because about being late, if you don't manifest it if you don't aim for it, you're not manifesting 100%, but you manifest 90%. And if you don't aim for 100%, the life is going to be I don't know if you really want it. Prove you really want it. Come on time at your appointment, and life's gonna be really grateful for that, and the people who's waiting for you too. And you know what? What's bring you down, actually? I'm looking at you right now. You know what's bringing you down in your life right now. You know it. Look at yourself. You know it. What you can change in life. Just do it, because you're divine. So you will be aware of the transformation, and furthermore, you will live the transformation. And after a while, you will be the transformation, I promise you. And if you continue to follow me and you subscribe to that channel right here, right now, we can continue to be in contact. And I have a lot of good knowledge and good vibes to send you, actually. My name is Mick, and I thank you a lot to be a part of my life. Actually, I love you guys. I understand you, and I trust you. See you soon. Be ready, be prepared, and be strong. Namaste.